This is obviously an emotional game for sure. What was the message in the locker room to the guys after this one?
Well, we just talked about, we've been in a lot of these games, and you've got to, as you go through it, you've got to be able to deal with it either way and be able to learn from it and be able to move forward. It's a lot easier to learn when you have a chance to win and move forward. But, we had some opportunities. We to start with, the positives. We got down a couple of different times and had to come back a long way, put ourselves in some good positions there. We had some guys really make some plays to give us a chance, because it looked like we weren't going to have a chance. And then, we had some really good performances, particularly as we went through the fourth.
You take a look at that first overtime. You had the Hawks right where you wanted them. After sort of the first few minutes there, you controlled that portion with your defense, but then the Hawks able to go on a 6-0 run late. Looking back at that, where did the defense break down?
Well, I think it's part defense, but we've got to score in there too. We've got to, we got a little bit conservative when we had a lead, and we waited a little maybe late in the clock to try to attack, and we had a couple of plays where we got down there and we turned it over. We got down there, it kind of got knocked away. We got tied up. Just some of those situations maybe, put us in a better position offensively to help us. You have to continue to put pressure on the defense all the way. That's how we got back in the game. Our defense created the advantage by getting some steals to start that quarter. So, I think a little bit of both. They made a few shots, they got to the foul line, and then we didn't answer with putting enough pressure on them to either get to the foul line or have a chance to score.
Julius Randle, big time game for him, 46 minutes, 35 points, 18 rebounds, then also late to the guy that you guys were going to. What do you like about the way that he's stepping into that role that in the past was going to Morris?
I think he did a good job. Obviously, he had an outstanding game. He was kind of on that track from the beginning. He was really consistent with his play tonight. Played with a lot of force. I thought, the guards did a good job of setting him up and getting him to his spot, so to speak, where he could make some plays.
Looks like you guys tried a lot of different ways with Trey, and still, I think 48 points he winds up with.
Yeah, those long ones where he pulls up and shoots it, you live with those. It's the 16 free throws is what's difficult, and that really the big thing is this is a very effective paint scoring team, and we didn't take away the paint enough through the first 3.5 quarters. So we put ourselves in a tough spot. We were not only chasing him around and dealing with the different coverages, but then we were giving up the stuff at the basket. So our coverages were a little bit loose at times on the backside that, we were going to live with everything except for those lobs. And we gave up too many of those and and had to dig out of it and try to come back.
When you say that it was difficult with the 16 free throws, you felt there were too many bad fouls on him? Or?
Well, it's just tough. When a guy has a big night like that and you get that many free throws, it puts that number up. Yeah.
What about Mitchell's game tonight? It looked like he was so forceful.
He was outstanding. He was outstanding. I think his offensive numbers look good, but his defense, the way he impacted the game, his activity, what he did, along that back line, he was terrific tonight.